Hello everyone, welcome back to the Book Corner where I do book reviews and I show books off and I do much more. I know it's been a week since I've done a video, and the main reason behind that is two things. One, I got my first COVID-19 shot last Monday, and also I've been really busy with work, so the last 2 days, it was Monday and Tuesday, I had a stiff sore arm and I really didn't feel like reading any books and stuff. So I am almost done with the second Star Trek The Next Generation book. I do have a couple more books coming in today, and I will be doing a video on that when those arrive. So everybody has been really hyped up, especially Fear Street fans, of the first of the three Fear Street movies are coming out, and the first one dropped on, I believe it was the 3rd. It might have been a little bit earlier, I don't really remember. It might have been the 2nd or the 1st, I don't know. It might have been the 1st. I have just finished watching the first Fear Street movie. It was good. It was good. It was very scary. It got an R-rated rating by the people that rate such things, but it was good. And it is it has everything that you possibly could ever want in a Fear Street story. So the thing that a lot of people who were born basically at the end of the age of the multi bookstores will probably not understand is what the heck is a bookstore doing inside of a mall. And back a long time ago, they used to be in all malls. So you have so this is going to be a pretty long video. If you have not seen the first Fear Street movie, and you don't want to be spoiled, you don't have to watch the video. But if you don't really give a damn, you can go ahead and continue watching the video. So you have Shayside Mall, which in the books we are not really told what Shayside Mall looks like. R.L. Stine obviously did not believe that information was important. So it's pretty much left up to the people who created the movie to figure out, okay, what is Shayside Mall going to look like? And I don't know if they filmed it inside of a actual mall. It might be they filmed it inside of a mall. I really have to look that up. There are characters in it that I try to look up if they were ever in any of the Fear Street books. I found out that none of them, as far as I know, as far as what I can be able to figure out, has been in any of the Fear Street books. It's really weird. You have the scene before the first person on screen was killed. You have his books, but they are written by a different author, and it was kind of interesting to see that. Also kind of interesting to see them in white paper, because generally the Fear Street books we get now are all yellowed with age, but these were white. But you saw you saw books like The Cheerleaders, and you saw The Surprise Party and Wrong Number, and I think a couple others I don't quite remember. But you saw those in the bookstore, and it's really weird. One of the books, The Cheerleader, was actually in her hand when the guy decides to try to kill her, and the book actually was so thick that it actually stopped the knife from going into her, which means that he wasn't expecting her to have something on her. And it was a It was a very gory death, and of course the guy ends up getting killed because he's brandishing a knife and he's over a dead body. And of course the officer is going to shoot him because he probably came upon him as he was killing him, and so he killed her, so he killed the guy. And finds out that that you know, he looked like a very seemingly normal person. So you go on to this one where everybody is, in Shayside. Shayside is considered to be like, in essence, like a hick town. It still has that small town feel, like this village feel. And basically, it's kind of like Shadyside is the backwaters. It's not the town that you see in the books, where you have, the rich side of Shadyside and you have the poor side of Shadyside. It seems like to me the entire town is basically poor or middle class, while the other one, I forgot the name of the town. They're more of like the mansions and the rich people and all that type of stuff, and they look down on Shadyside as though they are below them. So it's kind of like the rich and the poor and everything. So you have these two people that are into dealing drugs or prescription pills and stuff like that. And it's really weird about these two. They have their own reasons why they do this. One of them is to save up money to actually leave Shadyside and go somewhere else entirely. The name of the witch in the movie is Sarah Fier. Now, it's interesting to note. I can find my phone. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna look this up because. Alright. So, Sarah Fier. Let me see here. Fear Street. Alright. That's weird. Apparently there's no... Okay. Alright. Okay, so, Sarah Fier, let's see, let's have a look this up, because I kind of want to get this right. Alright. Okay, so Sarah Fier, the only mention of Sarah Fier is in the Fear Street called let me see here. Alright. Sarah Fier is a woman that was possessed by hold on. Was possessed by the evil that had invaded the cheerleaders. So Sarah Fier was a good person. In the movie, she's depicted as being an evil person. She's depicted as being the witch, the woman who cut her own hand off, and things like that. And it seems that what ends up happening is she basically possesses seemingly ordinary, normal people, and she makes them do horrific things that they would never, ever do in their entire life. And I get the feeling that this is the evil. So the evil is mentioned. It's just called the evil. It is mentioned in the first 3 of the cheerleaders trilogy, and then it's mentioned in Cheerleaders, The Evil Lives, and other ones that are connected with it. So I'm getting the impression this is the evil that we have read about in the trilogy, the Cheerleaders trilogy, and I think it was like 2 other books. The evil, I don't know if it's the evil that enabled the Fier family to do what they were doing, and they've done a lot of horrific things in their 200, 300 years. So the movie is very, very gory, and it seems that what ends up happening is one person does something to get the witch's attention or the attention of the evil, and the people that have died, like we had the milkman who killed housewives. The article said homemaker. Homemaker was a 1960s term, 70s term, maybe it went into the 80s, for a housewife. So this milkman was going around and he was delivering milk, but he's also delivering murder and death and blood. And it goes all the way back to 1666, where this woman named Sarah Fier, or Sarah Fier, if you want to be more specific, but her name is Fier, is executed. And in the first movie, we hear that the minister, who was the first person to actually become her servant, actually killed little children and removed their eyes, which is very, very sick. And he was definitely executed for it. We don't see the minister in the movie. We see the Camp Nightwing killer. We see the girl, the woman who killed her entire family and friends, and we see the one that the last person to die, which is the guy who killed the bookstore employee and a couple other people that were in the mall. The movie was really good. You can really tell, and this is my own personal opinion, so take it for what it is. You can tell that they really captured the slasher genre, and they really captured the fear that comes from, things coming at you. The one thing that was really important to actually, that I really found refreshing in this movie was you didn't have the girl screaming, like, "Oh, hey everyone, I'm over here, you can go and slit my throat." They were silent as they ran away. So if you're a killer and you don't hear their screams, you don't know which way they went. They're attempting to actually kill the witch's helpers or witch's servants was beyond amazing. They try to blow them up, which you actually never see that in a slasher movie. You never see the people trying to kill the person doing the slashing. the the one person's death at the hands of the last servant, uh, that was very inventive. I have not seen somebody's head go through a blades in a long time, so it was really good. I really enjoyed the first Fear Street movie, and it really, my own personal opinion, it really does pay homage to R.L. Stine a lot better than a lot of these other movies that were adapted from books or it's from that universe. It was a really great movie. Very heart pounding, very exciting. You wanted to know what was going to happen next. The ending of the first one was just beyond. It's kind of creepy that you have all these names that were carved into stone with such precision that you know that no human being could actually carve someone's name into stone. It takes years and years of learning to be able to do that. But Samantha Fraser's name was carved into that stone, and I think it's a long list of all of the witch's servants. So you have Samantha, who actually manages to survive. They do crazy things to basically kill her because that's how the last victim survived, and and she ends up becoming one of the witch's servants, which was really an interesting twist. The victim ends up becoming the person who's going to try to kill people. But it's really interesting. I really enjoyed it. The actors were amazing. You can tell that they have experience on the screen. And it's a really great movie. It's kind of weird. Shadeside's mascot is the witch, which is unusual. And then, of course, the other teams is the Devils. But yeah, another thing I liked about the movie was Sam is so. This is 1994, and in 1994 it was not the in thing to be gay. And these two girls happen to be lesbians, and they happen to be exes, which is interesting. And so she has this boyfriend. Of course, Sam has this boyfriend who later on gets basically killed. And the reason he gets killed is because he has her blood on him. Which is interesting because unlike a lot of slasher films, where the killer will go after everyone they can possibly get their hands on, they target only the one who disturbed the grave. So the witch takes her grave very seriously. But yeah, so you have these two girls who are exes, and Sam is trying to pretend that she is straight, she has a boyfriend, all this type of stuff, who later on ends up getting killed. And it's kind of really sets that tone of, she's trying to hide that she's a lesbian. She ends up almost getting killed. Now she's possessed by the witch, she's now her servant, which takes teenage life to the pits of hell. Another thing that a lot of people that are used to films that are more set in like the 2000s or 2010, stuff like that, is you don't see a lot of the things that you would see in a mall that's like from 2010. One of the things that you don't see in the bookstore is they're outside the store, and if you have a stolen item, it beeps. It's not in there, which means that technology was not available back in 1994. You don't have a credit card scanner. You don't have any of that. And it's interesting is you see AOL, which for people that did not grow up in the 90s, AOL was an internet provider, and so you see a lot of like old-fashioned chat rooms and things like that, which is interesting. But overall, it was a really great movie. I'm really looking forward to the second one. I am going to do a review of that movie when I see that, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, may be happy, healthy, most importantly be safe. Bye.